Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Terry's Moon. I'm the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucker responsibilities. And right now, this video is going to be about 4 traits to look out for when you're dealing with a narcissistic ass motherfucker. And what is that? AKA the combination of the energies when a motherfucker is carrying narcissism and just being a toxic ass individual. And right now, we're dealing with confusion season, so a motherfucker might be confused based upon the reaction that they're getting from the external world. AKA things may not be working how it usually work, so this puts a person into a space of confusion. And here's the thing, you might have to play out or be the vessel in a person's life as an example to show them that, look, you ain't who the fuck you think you are. AKA so they can sit back and understand their confusion, that they was just motherfucker may have been into some narcissism, just to realize that they really was just creating toxic ass situations for they damn self. AKA motherfucker being a narcissistic ass motherfucker. So keep that in motherfucking mind. Now, what is this energy in a totality, right? This is the confused energy a person will be in when something that don't go in their way. When something don't go in their favor or go in their way, it puts them in a confused state, and they start to participate in energies that gonna be this video, aka the example of a narcissistic ass motherfucker. So keep that in mind. And we got 4 traits. So this is trait 1 in this motherfucker. Now, trait 1. When a person act like they want you to do something, then when it's all said and done, you start to get this weird energy like, God damn, this person didn't even want that in some way, shape, or form. And once you start to get that energy like, damn, after it's all said and done, I feel like this person didn't even want that, and then they kind of participate in that in some way, shape, or form. This is a narcissistic ass person. Because here's the thing, this person will lead you astray. They'll have you catering to some shit that they not even sure that they want in some way, shape, or form. So this what you know is it's a deep-rooted psyche with this person where they may not know where there was a narcissist at in their life, and they may not have known where they may have been toxic at. So it start to conflate, aka their upbringing helps them build insecurities, and at a deep-rooted psyche, you're around a narcissistic person by default. Because aka, here's the thing, this might be a situation where this person's form of dealing with insecurities have became in a system, and this system is like this, just seeing if people willing to do something for them in general. This person might not even want what they're expressing that they want this person to do for them. They may not even want that in general, but just their sake of seeing if other people would do things for them, that give them their sense of ability, that give them their sense of positioning in the world, that give them their sense of security in some way, shape, or form, just knowing that other people will do things for them. So if you're around an individual that got you in situations where they put this energy out to make you feel like they want you to do something for them, and then once it's all said and done and you actually do it, you get this weird energy like they ain't even want that done. Then you're around an individual like this, a narcissistic ass motherfucker, aka toxic ass motherfucker with a little bit of narcissism in that motherfucker, aka how they built their inner security, aka their insecurity is just based upon just seeing if people will do something for them in general. You see what I'm saying? So you would get drained being around this motherfucker, because you would start to feel like whatever you can't do no right around this motherfucker. Whatever you do, you didn't do it the right way. It still wasn't how they liked it in some way, shape, or form. Where deep down inside in them, they didn't want what they was asking you to do in the first place. You going out and actually doing it is their way of sitting back, having some type of internal confirmation with themselves. So don't let no motherfucker narcissistic ass individual use you in this manner. Now, getting into motherfucking trait 2. Why is it fucking blurry? Now, trait 2 in this motherfucker, right? Now, here's the thing. And Morpheus, that's why I blurred up, because we're going in between the lines now in this motherfucker. Learn how to read between the lines, especially when it comes to equilibrium and spirituality and between this physical realm. But trait 2, a person that would make you feel like, anytime you're around a person that make you feel like you don't got it together, every time it comes to your creative attributes, every time you start to express your creative attributes, your visions or some shit like that, they got some type of logic out of their mouth how you don't got it together. So why you can't fully participate in that in some way, shape, or form. Peak game right there. That is a narcissistic ass individual, because deep down inside, here's a rooted cause into them that they have built in as far as their upbringing. They lack creativity. They lack form of creative expression. So anytime they're around others with forms of creative expression, they don't know how to be in that space. They feel more comfortable with talking someone out of that space because they've been growing up so long in their life talking themselves out of that space because it wasn't nobody around to support it in some way, shape, or form. You see what I'm saying? So this is their way of getting support for their creative attributes. Their creative attributes is to take other people out of their creative attributes and to spend time into nothingness, whatever that they're doing. That's not going to prosper in any way, shape, or form. So keep that in mind. A person that make you feel like you don't got it together when it comes to, every time it comes to your creative attributes. Anytime you're around an individual that either shoot down your creativity, you see what I'm saying, your creative matters, or make you feel like you have to take time off of that just to deal with them and what they got going on in some way, shape, or form. And the more and more you start to do that, you start to see that they're not even considering the importance of you wanting to spend time in your creativity, as if they're not even looking at it like importance. Therefore, you already need to know you're around an individual who don't even necessarily need to be in your surroundings anyway. You sharing energy with the wrong people off the bat. Just being in that space. You know what I'm saying? Let alone this person being a representation of you in some way, shape, or form. This is always going to be a negative representation of you. A person who you can't actually get to a full totality on your page. And this when you know you're around a narcissistic ass person, aka a person that forced you to take your time off what you're doing and make you feel like you have to take that time to give to them. And here's the thing, and then they're not even truly a part of your energy in some way, shape, or form. So you feel like it's time wasted every time you detach from that. So keep that in mind. Pay attention to this motherfucker, because here's the thing, we're around these people every day. It's a deep-rooted cause that they lack creativity. So they don't know that this is what they're doing, but deep down inside, this is what they're clinging on to, what they have as a creative attribute. Taking someone else or coming up with ideals on how another person shouldn't spend time on whatever that they're doing, and why whatever you're doing is more important at the moment. And then that's when you start to participate as being a narcissistic ass individual. So keep that in mind also, where you don't know if you're just a narcissist or you're just being toxic to yourself. Now, trait 3. Instead of just being a straight narc by trying to make an individual feel like they'd be nothing without them, you got to add a little bit of toxic energy here. So it'll be in this aspect, but inverted with toxicity and blinding and logic and words and emotions and feelings, aka a guilt trip. So instead of just being straight masculine narc, you add the feminine toxicity in there, adding, that's feminine, something externalized, a person's ego, that's narcissism. So for the most part, this is trait 3 in a totality. Instead of a person actually just being straight narc and making you feel like you would be nothing without them, they add a little toxic energy and then they make you feel guilty. See what I'm saying? See, a lot of times it comes from a deep-rooted cause where a person can see your potential. So they already know your energy, so now they're worried about where your energy is going to be participated in some way, shape, or form via person, place, or thing. So a person will put you on a guilt trip. Instead of making you feel like you will be nothing without them, these is the individuals that use toxic with it. They know your potential. They see your light. They see where your energy can actually flourish at in some way, shape, or form. So they'll put you on. So it's a inverted way to put you on a guilt trip to protect themselves from seeing you use your energy somewhere else where they know it can flourish at in some way, shape, or form. So they'll put you on a guilt trip in order for you to develop your own idea or feeling not to go about that. So that's when you know you're dealing with a narcissistic, not narcissistic, but a narcissistic, whatever the fuck the word is, as person. See what I'm saying? When you add a little bit of narc and toxicity in that motherfucker. See what I'm saying? A narcissistic. And then trait 4 in this motherfucker. Last but not least, trait 4. A person who will blatantly lie or change the narrative of a situation so they don't seem like the cause of why the situation even went in that direction in the first place. Let me repeat. Trait 4. A person who will blatantly lie about what happened or try to change the narrative of the situation so that they don't feel like, so they don't seem like the cause of why the circumstance went in that direction in the first place. So keep that in mind also. That's a narcissistic ass individual who just lost in a narcissism, and being too toxic on their own fucking life, and they become motherfucking confused. I love y'all. Life boss, bitch.